Hey everybody, I've got a new concept to show off for Oaklands. This concept I'm calling the World Zones concept. Basically, what we want to do is separate the game into multiple zones. These zones would have different servers. So, for example, we have Finlay Island, and we have Furwater, which is like the desert island, right? So if I went from Finlay to Furwater, Furwater would be an entire new server. The thing with Furwater is you wouldn't be able to load your property, and we could increase like the max player count, for example. The reason we can increase the max player count is because you wouldn't be able to load your property. That doesn't need to be loaded, so we have a lot more performance and we can do a lot more. So we can just completely disable property loading, and bam, we can have a 20-player server in the desert. So stuff like that is kind of what I really want to shoot for, but that's kind of like the beginning of it, right? There is a lot that we went over. So let me go ahead and actually show you my little concept here. This is just like different zones. So like this is an old map as well. Don't mind the fact that it's an old map. Doesn't matter. But you can see like there's the green zone, orange, blue, red, and magenta / purple. So like going to each zone will take you to a different server. So like the river cave, it's super small. Not river cave, the river area and cave. Super small. What is with the battle music? All right, there we go. This is some throwback music. If you know, you know. Anyways, so the river cave would be like a different server. It could be like a very large server because it's a small area, not many trees, not many rocks, no properties. So like different zones means better server performance. Better server performance means more features, like higher player count. Think about the player engagement. Right now, in my opinion, when you play an Oakland server, you got 8 people, usually 6, because 6 is the minimum, 8 is max, but it's usually 6. So you got 6 people, and I just feel like there's not much going on. It's very alone. You feel alone. I don't really like feeling alone in Oaklands. So I would like to be able to go to places where there's just a lot of players, and I like meeting players. That's one of my favorite things. I like going into servers and meeting players, kind of talking, seeing what's going on, and stuff like that. That's like one of my favorite things. So that's kind of the goal that I want to create with this. And this is a basic concept right here. My bigger vision with this is things like private islands. So you could have your own private island, and you'd be able to build the island. That was the idea that we came up with. You'd be able to build your own islands, or use like preset islands. So like you could have a desert islands base. You could have a grasslands island base. It would be really cool. And the other thing that we were kind of thinking about is, you know, if we can do private islands and stuff, why can't we do something like a trading hub? So you could have a trading hub base, and it'd be a smaller property where you could just set up a shop, and players could find that shop. And since we would have a very high server count or player count, you could meet a lot of players. That would make trading a lot easier because there's a lot of players. You can meet a lot of people, you can buy goods, stuff like that. So like if we had these really cool, you know, points of interest, I think that's really where this would shine. Not just from the improved performance that we could get out of this. These kinds of features would be huge, in my opinion. Let me go look at what I wrote real quick. 1 second here. Okay, right. So let me preface this by saying this is very ambitious. This is a very ambitious thing I'm about to say. But the other thing that we talked about was the ability to have islands that you can share with friends and they can access at any time. So you could have a private island where you could have like a cool base on there. You're working with some friends. You leave the game. Your friends can still build on the island. That's kind of what people have been asking for. They want like the ability to play together. This isn't exactly the same, but it's probably the closest thing we get. I'm not sure if it's possible. I would really like to see it happen. I think it'd be so cool. You know, I'm really excited about this, and I think I'm gonna be able to pull it off. I can show you actually. I've already kind of started. I got my own little private place, and it's running the main Oaklands game. You can see it says Googly Staging, which is the staging branch, but it's it's super easy just to... I feel like it's gonna be super easy, and I think that's why we should do it. My main concerns are traveling, because there's gonna be a loading screen. People don't like loading screens. They don't like waiting. That's the big caveat. I don't know if we can get that loading speed quick. I really want to get it quick. I think if we can get that, we'll be good. We'll be good. We'll be great. Yeah, that's my ramble. I'm rambling. I hope you guys enjoy my rambling. Otherwise, I suggest leaving. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Let me know what you think. I want your ideas. I want your opinions. Tell me if it's a bad idea. Maybe this is an awful idea. If it's an awful idea, we won't do it. You know. We'll see. Anyways, have a good night, or morning, or evening, or Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Goodbye. Let me know what you think. Okay, bye.